You might be thinking that this topic that is being discussed through a long length of time is over saturated, overviewed, discussed, debated, and there is no more need to talk about. I will say you might be right, but time to time history has proved us human beings the wheel goes around. You can't redesign a wheel. A wheel will be a wheel, but you can make the wheel give that impression it looks something more attractive and more influent in terms of design. Some people will make like a cross, some people make an X, whatever. Anyway, we've been discussing here and for a while an influencer, and many of you might be asking always why this influencer, why we are discussing this influencer, why it is so important to bring time to time this matter. Well, I have explained previously, most of you might be new here on this content, African content discussion. I want to tell you is never in African history we had an opportunity through multimedia come out and expose the way we are and the way we live and the way we achieve many things in the continent, not only in the continent, in the diaspora and other four corners of the world. This topic to a point became boring, but as more boring you think is getting, every single day it's getting more spicy and juicy to follow. And why not to do a retrospective here about this topic and make you understand really why this influencer is creating waves, I can say shock waves on African content creation, and both sides on the four corners of Africa, from the Mediterranean to the South Pole, from the Atlantic to the ocean, Indian Ocean. So here we are. Well, I have walked away for a while. I've been sitting here in the background and try to read much as I could from different sources on the content creation, why this wave of cyberbullying going on in Africa, in particular with specific influence. I have said here, I had done a video I had some time ago, Tayo Ayana, very influential African YouTube here in my house. He came interview me about Africans and the diaspora and their experience. And in conversation with Tayo Ayana, I have asked him the following. Please hear from his mouth, not what I'm gonna say. Hey guys, big surprise. Introduce yourself.
What's up guys, what's happening? It's Tayo Ayana here. I'm currently in London. And I came to do an interview. We're just, definitely sharing the stories of Africans who came from Africa, who are living in the UK. And I got a very warm welcome from my African brother here. Oh.
I am Moss. That is my
I'm honored.
Yeah, I refer a lot in a good terms about you.
Right now.
But I have a question for you.
Yeah, what's good?
Tell me something. How did you discover YouTube?
YouTube.
Tell me.
YouTube. I think the story. No, it's better this way because of the light.
Yeah.
I think the story with discovering YouTube was more of just me trying out different things, and eventually was video making that worked. I used to be a Uber driver on the streets of Lagos. Took my phone, started making videos and taking pictures of places, and then from there I started posting those videos to YouTube. And I realized that okay, it's possible for me to make it into a career. And I just kept on consistently doing it every day. And I've been doing it for the past 6 years now. And it has brought me where I'm at, where I currently am now in London, making a documentary project.
Yeah.
And also it has allowed me to meet a lot of people across the globe, just like
we Africans. But what is interesting here, as a content creator, one of the things amazes me is not about the money you make, it's the narrative.
Yeah.
Really, you astonish. Your narrative is so different, so unique.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
That surprised me. How this idea, this concept.
I think for me, it's more of like, with everything I try to do, I think I'm trying to make an impact and I'm trying to inspire people. I think for me, it's not about the money. I didn't even know I could make money on YouTube when I started it. And I didn't know I could even grow this big. It was just more about, I want to make an impact in the lives of people. And I realized that, Africa was a place where it wasn't being documented well enough. And I said, okay, let me use my camera to do this, tell these stories about places like Africa, because you see a lot of people from UK, US making videos about their places. And I'm like, the way they're also appreciating these places, we also need to appreciate Africa this way and make this type of videos so that more people can come and see the beauty of Africa. Africa is not just hot sand. And we don't live in hot sand, we don't walk on elephants and all of that.
Yeah.
So that was the idea behind it. And from making those videos, I realized that, a lot of people were actually watching and they were inspired.
No, I mean,
and then that was how it started. And I think now it's just, we started out with Lagos, Nigeria. We moved to Nigeria, then we moved to Africa, and now we're just going global. Anywhere across the world, Africans and telling African stories, also telling even more stories from an African perspective. So I'm currently the African discovering the world at the moment.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's true. Yeah. And then we have the producer, the man behind the cameras. Tell your story.
What is my story now? I think you already told, basically.
What is your story? What drove you behind the cameras?
I've always been a creative kid. Growing up, I'm fascinated about, the art, culture, and all of those things. Making films, watching films, consuming, the animes, the cartoons, and it's just interesting to me how, you can have somebody just sit and create something and then put it on the internet or anywhere, and then
people might be curious. Did you study in Europe?
No.
Where you learn all this?
I'm actually self-taught. I mean, once you are curious about something, I think you can go to any length to learn those things. So for me, I'm self-taught. I'm just always curious about, how to make things work, how to tell stories, especially authentic African stories. Yeah. So it's beautiful to just, to be the one to tell our story by ourselves. I think that's one of the most exciting things to happen to me, to be one of those channels that, tell authentic African stories.
Yeah. One of the things I like empower Africans. I'm very proud African, to be honest with you, whatever people have in their minds. What you can tell to another brother that is out there, that he got his first phone, whatever, iPhone, whatever, what he should do? Be curious or just enjoy the phone watching videos?
I think it's a mix of everything. It's very great to have fun, live in the moment, but it's also important for us as Africans to be the one to tell our stories, because we can't, allow the Western world to come into our country, shape or form a different narrative that's not the truth. So I think as Africans, it's most important for us to be the one to tell our own stories. So whilst you're enjoying yourself, it's also important to, just put our stories out there and then, tell our own bit of the story as well. And that's what I say.
Tayo, last words for our brothers. What you tell an African man what to do when he watch YouTube, what he must learn?
Yeah, I think one of the things I would say is like always be learning. I think that's always be learning, and always don't just be a consumer, but also
what
be
you
a
mean
creator.
Learning? What tools?
Always be learning, like learn, like if you're watching videos, always figure out what to learn from. Because me, when I started out, my mindset and my idea was like, okay, I can't just be watching just these videos to entertain myself and be watching like skits or comedy that is just entertaining. I wanted to learn something. I wanted to watch something that would teach me a new skill. So it's the new skill that I was able to learn during those years that is currently feeding me and putting food on my table and allowing me to travel across the world and meet amazing people.
I want to bring you what topic.
Yeah.
Did you face hate between subscribers, people?
Okay, like bad comments?
Yeah.
Yeah, I face it, but that's just life. I think for me, I don't care about I don't care at all about what people might say about me. And at the beginning, I also had a lot of bad comments, and people were like, "Oh, your voice is this, your video is bad.
Your voice is amazing.
Your voice is." People just thank you. People just say a lot of things, but that's normal. You like. There's those same people that said all those things then, they are still watching my channel up to now. And if I give up then I would not.
What was the best comment ever you had? The best.
I think
something rewarded, something.
Somebody said that because they watched my video, it stopped them from committing suicide.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah. So for me, that was like, oh, like how is that? Like somebody just said that, and I'm like, wow, like that was one of the craziest comments that because I never knew my work could ever have that impact on somebody's life. That because they watch my videos, they feel so inspired that they feel like okay, they can keep pushing, that they don't need to give up on their life. So that was very inspiring for me.
To come to one of your subscribers' house and have this time, how do you feel? Somebody surprises you even?
No, I feel really good because it's like I have family all over the world. I've never been there. This first time I'm meeting him, and it's like he knows about me, and
I know you.
I'm here, and I don't feel like I feel very welcome, and it's very powerful because like. You know, I'm meeting you for the first time. If not for YouTube, that would not have happened. So that has been able to, the fact that you even trust me and allow me to even come into your space is a big deal. And I really appreciate that. So yeah, that's the power of YouTube.
Guys, Tayo Ayana for you. And first, well, that was Tayo Ayana, one of African greatest content creator. So you heard what he said, his life experience. So let's now do this retrospect review 254. What's going on? That's what you asking yourself. Yes, indeed. Next. It is amazing how African content creation is exploding and take over worldwide attention for good reasons or wrong reasons. We saw the crisis going on in Kenya, that's politics. But it's in Kenya where there is a phenomenon on social media, and that becomes so much controversy. But why this controversy on the social media with this particular influencer? We had Tayo Ayana talking. We see many other YouTubers online, like the Real Thing podcast, Prince Odinga, Jack Senior, and latest David Omaji from Nyambuanzi, Kenya. Well, the reason why I refer this particular YouTubers is because of this character that call himself Frederick Marwa, and they has created a brand called Ayamara. The brand Ayamara is a very strategic brand, is a brand many of you don't see it in a good eyes due to the amount of negativity that is built behind. But also there is a strategy of that negativity. Those who react most of his content, they don't realize that negativity that has been built behind this character is on the intention of destroying the image. Is not on both ways. There is not a beneficial motorway where you go one way, another one comes this way. But it's a quiet interest. This influencer knowing this negativity is being one of the stand blocks on the growth of his channel. It keeps going on and on. Yeah, indeed, it is amazing. And you ask yourself why he allows these go to this extent. One particular actor, uh, the master of bullying, basically, they call themselves Reactor, the lazy gang, but in reality, they are bullying, cyberbullying. That's what they are. Because if you see their content, you're gonna say this is not reacting, this is bullying. Said, let's make money, let's use and abuse because I know my rights, I know the guidelines of YouTube. And that is where there is a problem. It's not about let's make money, it's not about the guidelines of YouTube, it's not about your rights. Uh, in any point in circumstance where whatever you live, you don't have rights to abuse somebody. That is the first thing. This is humanity. If we see the human rights letter, it talks about the basic principles of mutual respect and solidarity. But on this particular influencer here that I'm reviewing today, uh, is what you see is beyond guidelines of YouTube and constitutional rights of these people. And that is where most of you don't understand really why this going so far and beyond any other reason. So let's talk about that. In the case of Ayabarwa, there is a trend here that is nothing to do with the platform guidelines. Is nothing to do with himself, how he behaves or how he creates his content. Here is something else, something never seen in content creation, is the obsession that you not be able to create something and explore an image or let's say a superstar or footballer, whatever image you find out there. And by using that image, you realize if I make stories and abuse this person, I'll have attention, and people will follow me. This is the case of Ayamara. The case of Ayamara is not what is being said, is truth. You might say, oh, you're biased. Okay, you take it that way, whatever you choose. But let's look this very simple. 8 years of career, 8 years of many journeys around the world, more whatever countries he says, more than 70 countries. Indeed. But that journey, all that journey, how was possible to be made it? Why you, the person who sees everything wrong that what it does, did you ever try get your comfort out of your comfort zone and go out there and explore? You heard the Tawayana say, I'm the only African right now out there. That was the words of Tawayana, exploring the world and take the stories of Africa to the world. Well, I'm not going to dispute what the Tawayana say. May Guademaya, may Prisodingas and others YouTubers might come and dispute. I'm the only one. Everybody have to push a plate for themselves. But in this particular case that I'm reviewing today, there is what people don't understand is the creator, the person behind the camera, the person doing the vlogs, the travel vlogs, and how he does and how he makes. That is the teasing point. The teasing point where envy becomes a problem because you hear this person explain himself, tell himself what is encounter and what the difficulties and is living on the road, on the move, and also how the good and bad moments is having. But it's those good and bad moments that Kenyans in particular, Kenyans, the people where he comes from. Remember, he comes from a remote village in Kenya near the border with Tanzania called Nyambawans. These people, when they saw on the first instance earlier days, they adore him, they support him, they went to say, go, go, go. But why people turn around over suddenly? In particular, a special person, a particular person that we have to mention here, that's called I am Carol. And the real name is not I have it somewhere on my piece of paper somewhere. Is Anoya something because there is a case now at the man papers going on. Why this person turn around? This person in the beginning uh, didn't see it, the big picture. This is gonna grow. It's gonna be successful. As he saw that coming, the success coming, grow and exploded, and herself tried to explore YouTube, not find success with positivity, he chose turn the wheel around in the reverse gear. But in which way and why to that degree? Why? Well, everything here is you thinking beyond the screens or the cameras. There is nothing else. It's only you. You are the most powerful. You control everything beyond reason. So, is that beyond reason when that person try once, try twice, try three, and start gain momentum? Of course, humans always will follow a leader, will follow good or bad. Is there where she realized I have a fan base, and this fan base are stupid, ignorant like me. They will follow everything that I'll say. This is where this avalanche starts. And as I start this avalanche, everybody find as a niche. But why you as an African behave in such manner against another African? Indeed, there is in other societies people react against each other, but not when somebody travels the world, somebody explores the world, somebody does something for himself, somebody bring the world to his village to be part of that life, but also the earnings, what is earning, what is make, invest in his village, not somewhere else. What most we Africans, most of we Africans, presidents, leaders, what we do, we take the money from our own country, we go abroad. Even holidays, there is a case here, we can refer very powerful YouTubers within Kenya. They make money from Kenya and the Kenyans, and they take those poor shillings, they're going to Dubai. They're going to the United States. They're going to whatever, whatever. Spend it. Not go out there, make the dollars, and bring that money, invest with the Kenya. This is the case here. So reflecting on that in this particular reactor that became a cyberbullying, a serious matter, we saw many people out there use this trick and think it will work for them. So they call themselves the lazy gang. But what it is, people, they don't see it. They don't see the trick that the strategy that Ayamarwa has discovered, Frederick Marwa has discovered. Well, to hit 500,000, it took me this long and hard work is not bad. This is a good target. I have at least accomplished something worth it and something that many of those who are out there, the other side, hashtag my name and follow me and criticize me and use my content, abuse and bullying, they never achieve even the first level of reward of YouTube. That is the silver button. So what I do here, why I can use them as a bridge of success. Indeed, this is what you see here. An example here is these students coming from the United States, these mixed students, they came to visit most recently Nyambo ones. The reflections you saw on the trends of the content being created, and also the content created by those Nyamboans reactors on his own village, not out. There is where the thing is not out Kenya, is within Kenya, because out Kenya, he is an hero. He is the amazing content creator. He is the man who empower people. Is the man who tell people go do it and conquer the world. But in his own country, is the evil. So, is this visit of these students? I was done with this content and this influencer. Something else I realized, I spotted, was the class he gave on his house, the living area. He talks about himself, where he comes, and how he arrived there, and how things are happening around him. That shows something else. It's a message that nobody saw to come when he said, look around you, there is cameras. And then his partner say, I live with a showman, a man that wake up with a camera in his hand and records everything and send out in the world. And then look around you. This is content that's gonna be online and gonna be repetitive, but in different shapes and form. They were understood what JT Kenya and all these other reactors they think. They come here, they pick an individual like Kibe, Gitiriba, or Kake, or not, and then they start drive these people to the edge. But they don't realize these people is a reflection of an individual success, and they build their success based on that guideline and that principle that works. An example here is when you see Gitiriba by land and you come and say is a scam. That is what people they don't understand. One thing is be a scammer, another thing be a genius. So we are see a man that realize you don't like me, you hate me, whatever and never, but I can make difference and break you by using you, by let you open your mouth, let you go out there, trash me, do whatever and never, but that does not affect me, rewards me. This is all about the review 254. Ayamara and his siblings, they have discovered and found the hate they have home for them does not make any difference at all, does not bring anything valuable. What brings to them value is the people that have the power to subscribe and view the content worldwide. Those people within Kenya that every day 24/7 go online and abuse and bully them are insignificant, a very small number. Even they have gone across borders to Germany, Qatar, Nigeria, the United States, recruiting people, foreigners, to create an army of bullying, of cyberbullying. We saw how the pig failed. We have an example of an American, Cameroonian African that goes to America. Now it says in American, you see, chameleon, basically. Failed big time. Why? Is the talent, is how you be patient and how you strive in front of a problem. When you have in front of this problem here, and then you see, are these problem here created by me or by somebody else? That equation is what I am arriving in front of him. What is facing the backslash, the hate, whatever, does not affect him at all. That not does create a barrier that he cannot transcend. Proof of that is not only these students came to this village, is the people that around him that always been said he recruit them. No, he never recruit nobody. These people has joined this journey by choice. People that have left their comfort areas like Miniawi, I am Paris, and others. Even Gitiriba had his own land the parents gave. He chose buy land nearby him because they saw the future. They saw here is progress. And this is what this man spreads to the world. You can see his journey to Philippines when he paid for his meal and reward these people with $400 to buy gas and other. Is not from Philippines, it's from Kenya. So it is in a humanitarian individual. So what else we can say about this? We can say a lot. We can say a lot. Uh, but there is something here unique is the belief, the belief, what it does with the good intentions. And the rewards, it does not capture for himself. This is where the problem lays here with this cyberbullying and this madness. Is the benefits spread across the board around him. We see an example of Fella the Boy. Fella the Boy, when he realized YouTube is a tool that can empower him and change his life, he never realized this is going to be here forever and ever. But honesty should be a must. By not being honest, he saw his own downfall. But Ayamara spots something else, an opportunity. And then is this opportunity every time shows up on his door against his own will. Every single thing he does, opportunity comes against his own will. And then he explores that opportunity so much that drives drives people crazy because it's ahead 10 times of anything. It's not like those who already have achieved a million subscribers and they think, well, I have achieved a million subscribers. Now I can put one video a month. That is enough. I'm comfortable. I'm influential. I am powerful. I don't need to do it. No, here we have somebody with a different mentality. It's not the subscribers. What is so important are the viewers. This is where the secret of Ayamara lays. You don't see him asking no longer more, please subscribe, please. No, he have find himself on a comfortable level where you, the bullings, you that use and abuse his image, you are the promoters of his success. You are the one make him more, more strong and gain more benefits. I could not understood in the beginning when I started this journey on the YouTube why he's getting stronger and stronger. I thought was the positive people, ideas. No. And something amazing came across. Win ball, win ball. How from the blue this channel of retrospect past success career of Ayamara comes. It's not being created by Ayamara himself. No, it's one of the supporters. Been long term watching and follow Ayamara. Realize it is time now. Reinforce the narrative in another way, not with words, with recollections. And that recollection of a past, of his past trend, reinforce how unique this African person is in content creation. This is why YouTube and Google and other people they are so curious how this man it is a genius. Basically, it is a genius. The African series was the nail on the coffin. You keep bullying, you keep doing your dirty work, but you keeping create much better opportunities for him and much better opportunity for those who believe and trust on his work. And that's what makes him one of the African greatest YouTubers ever in history. A vlogger, a content creator beyond imagination. Somebody can sit in a bench with two, three people and make something from the blue that you become curious to listen and learn, sometimes even to ask yourself, why I can't have that type of life. We saw the Jamaican uncle, how this man went back to the United States of America and started his journey in YouTube and nailed it to success. How these men going back to America and tell the Americans, fellows and Jamaicans, I went to Africa. I was given a piece of land. And that message, that message, if you look back, here is two things I've been given. But you, no, you've been scammed. That's what people thinking. The negative, the buller, people the bullying. But is that word you were scam that does not stand 24 hours or 24/7? Because you say that story today, tomorrow, next, in different shape and form, and Jamaican uncle benefits, reap so much benefits that goes beyond your own sacrifice that you're sitting there and fight for one, two, three subscribers or donations, while he is getting a huge and massive credit. This is the strategy that many of you don't understand. Many of you don't see where this channel of Winnie Ball comes. You don't see the strategy, the channels of Jamaica Uncle. You don't see the rewards these people reaping. You don't see those channels being open and created along the way in the African series. This is what makes a difference here. So, ladies and gentlemen, Ayamara is in different league of content creation. Is something that deserves be studied and be understood and be recorded in history of one the best genius content creator ever saw it in Africa until born the next one. You might say, oh, there is already. Not yet, because it's not over. When he goes, when God decides to take him, there is when you will say, who is the next? Now, forget about. There is more surprises. Now we're gonna see a series. I call them the Argentina series, the birth of new Marwa, Maria Junior. That might be the next chapter that you never thought or imagined. A chapter with trillions of words. A chapter that will trick the metrics of YouTube because everybody will be curious what is going on. That's why you make people hate, love, bullying, even lose their minds. Thank you. This is Ayamos, African Content Creation Review, Analysis, and Comments. If you're new here, please subscribe kindly, share, comment. Don't forget it. Hit that button there if you like the video. Bye.